It's time for the AFC Championship, and the road to a Super Bowl goes through Mexico City. We can hardly wait for the start of this one, and it kicks off next on Madden NFL 25.
It's the NFL on EA Sports, and we're on the road to the Super Bowl. Today, a battle out of the AFC between the visiting team and our home team. Hello to everyone watching. Joined by Brock Heward up here in the booth, I'm Kate Scott. And in a while, we're going to find out the answer to a question that fans have been asking for nearly half a year at this point. Who is going to represent this conference in the Super Bowl?
All of these coaches and players preach all season long, never look ahead. You can't do it, right? You've got to focus so much on the present. But you know that every man out there is so aware.
Time to determine who will represent the AFC in the Super Bowl. The conference championship is underway. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. So here comes their offense for its opening drive. And they'll be led out by someone that we'll get a look at here, this second-year passer.
He's one of the select group of quarterbacks where when he takes the field, everyone, and I mean everyone, takes notice. He's part of the game's elite at the game's most important position, and it really is a spectacle, Kate. Anytime he leads an offense out, quarterbacks in this league simply cannot make.
And he's only going to get 2 or 3 yards on that one. Well, this group right here, Brock, poised to make a run in the playoffs, but they've had to earn that trip to the postseason, haven't they, without some of their teammates here on the field. And
for everyone on this injury report, the key is recovery. If you got a shot to make it back, any shot, you're going to do all you can to be a part of a playoff run. And for those guys out there playing today, the key word is prevention. Do not add anybody else to this list before the postseason arrives.
Third down from the gun. Caught him deep behind the line. Oh, the ball is out. Recovered by the defense. Man, this is a tough ask of your defense so early in a game, Brock, sending them out on short notice and a short field after you fumble it away.
But these are the critical moments defensively you got to live for, right? This is called sudden change. They practice this, and it's your time to put out this fire.
So here's their offense, taking over for the first time here. And it's going to be the man under center who brings him out, now in his 9th NFL season.
And he doesn't have the advantage he usually does coming off a bye week. Both these teams came in here well-rested after a Sunday away. Of course, that means an extra week of prep work for this defense, too. So he's got his work cut out for him to find ways to attack them today.
They'll start this series with an option left. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
It's easy for me to say up here in the friendly confines of the booth, Kate, but that was not the right read. And you hate seeing him absorb yet another hit at the end of the play. You never want him taking unnecessary shots throughout this game.
Cut near the goal line. And he's able to get it to the 2 before the stop. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with 1st and goal. Tight end in motion left. Brooks will not get past the line. He's held up at the 4.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect time.
And he fought the good fight there just to make it back to the line. Back-to-back stands at the goal line, and now it's 3rd and goal. Looking for a throw here. And he just gets rid of this one, but unfortunately, that means 4th down coming up.
You know, that's an example right there where you just simply got to be on the same page with each other and get both ends of the play right to execute. They want that one back.
And it is good. No problems there on the shorter attempt. And they're on the board.
Well, I know once that drive stalls out, that's where it really pays to have that reliable kicker on the sideline ready to bail you out. And he knocks that one right through to give him the lead.
Here's a return from the 7. He stopped on the return at the 27. Their offense headed back out for its 2nd drive of the contest. And their defense held up after that fumble. Only gave up 3, so time for this offense to make it up to them. Get some points of their own. To throw it on 1st down. His quick throw knocked away, incomplete. Could not beat the defender there. And it sets up 2nd down. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And he pushes forward, but they don't get much there. Only a yard for him that time, so now 3rd and 9.
A gain of 1 brings up 3rd down and 9.
Back to throw now. That one's caught along the left sideline. And that is a touchdown! These guys pull ahead 6-3 in the 1st. I love plays like this, Brock. Sometimes you just gotta ask your dude, show me what you got, man. Show off those wheels, and he did just that.
Yeah, beauty in simplicity, right?
Yep.
You know, when you run that fly route, push to the boundary, give your quarterback room to throw it up, and you can find pay dirt.
That one splits the uprights. And these guys take a 4-point lead. Following the touchdown, they'll kick it back and see what the opposition has in store. This return starts at the 5. He stopped on the return at the 27. So here comes this offense for its 2nd series of the game. And they settled for a chip shot field goal last time, Brock. You got to think they want to be able to finish it off and reach the end zone here. They're out and set, 1st and 10. They're going play action. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
I'm not sure that deficit's going anywhere anytime soon. If anything, this is a defense that sees their offense creating not a ton of separation on the board, knowing they've got to shoulder the load. And sacks like that go a long ways towards doing it.
Let's see what they dial up on a 2nd and very long. Trying again, following the sack. Short throw is dropped. This one's incomplete.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
And he'll get this up to the 19-yard line as he stopped. The rookie from Michigan, there that time.
Feet and eyes, Kate. Feet and eyes. They so often tell the story of every position on the field. When that quarterback's feet and eyes move to his secondary read, and so often it's a tight end, well, it's incumbent on that defense to fly to the ball. You want to make that tackle, force the 4th down? It took a great defensive effort to do it.
And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. It's a 61-yard punt that time. And it'll be their football. They'll throw to begin this drive. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's going to go down right along the midfield stripe. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And they'll have 1st down. From midfield now. Into the hands of Samuel, complete. And he has it to the 42 before they make the stop.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
Kate, it's amazing how fast these guys are on the field and how fast your fortunes can turn. Second and short run, you're feeling good about yourself. But with a negative play, well, now comes a critical third down.
And that's a win for the pass rush. Hit as he threw it, leads to the incompletion. Fourth down coming up.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
And that kick a little too well struck. He drives it into the end zone for a touchback. Another drive coming up for this offense. And it's far from the first time we're seeing this unit head out, Brock. But what we haven't seen so far in this opening half, well, we haven't seen much in terms of yardage.
No, it's like they've written a few lyrics, but nowhere close to a song yet.
Play action on first down. He's just going to get rid of this one. Smart move there. When you saw the field, it's going to be second down. Back to throw. Anticipated the quick staccato pass there. It's knocked away. Incomplete. That was Jamar Chase he was looking for there. So now it's going to be third and long. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. He finds Laporta. And he gets it up close to the 25 before he's out of bounds.
Awareness. You've got to be aware. Play caller, quarterback, receiver have to be aware of where the sticks are. They're about just not enough, not deep enough to extend the drive and move the chains.
His work begins at the 31. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. The offense getting set to go. They didn't add to their lead last time out. They punted it away, but still ahead and able to add to it here. Lone back gets the handoff. And he scampers ahead and gets two on the carry.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
Completed over the middle. And he's tackled with a first down yardage.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on second down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about third down at all.
Throwing now on first down. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49.
Kate, I don't know why every once in a while I'll get these little flashbacks, but a little play like that just flashes me back to the preseason, my first preseason, where one of the veteran QBs said, hey, Brock, whatever you do, just find completions. You will never go broke taking a profit. Go get a completion or at a premium in this league.
It's a gain of 19 on the play, and that gives them the first.
This entire play, Kate, depends on how well he can separate from his man. You get man-to-man coverage, it's really about two things, separation and trust. Because QBs want to throw it before he breaks, that's the trust, and then they got to believe that that separation can create the big play down the field.
Finds him over the middle. And they bring him down after the play reaches the 26. Second and 3 now. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away. Third and a lone yard coming up. Another carry for him. And he's stopped. Now we'll wait to hear what this flag is all about.
Holding offense.
Well, partner, they say there's holding on every play. You just got to look for it, right? That time, though, we did not have to look too hard. Here he is on third and long. Complete beyond the marker. Up to the line, and they're set. First and 10. So we're through one here in the AFC title game. 7-3 is our score. More of the NFL on EA Sports right after this. Time to begin the second quarter, and we'll pick up with what's already been a lengthy possession. They're looking at yet another 1st and 10 on this drop. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Even from the booth, Kate, I could hear it. I could hear that front 7 telling the guys on the back end, hey, all I need is a couple seconds of lockdown from you guys, and I'm going to get to this QB. You promise that you deliver? And that's exactly what they did. Wasted no time in getting that sack.
Now after the run, we see some trainers headed out for an injured player who was shaken up. This drive in some serious trouble. It's 3rd and 12. Here's a throw. Escapes the pocket. He'll make a bid, and he carries it in for the touchdown. Great play by the QB there, Brock. The play broke down. He didn't have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise. And in the end, turned out to be the best call he could have made.
It is such a necessary tool in today's NFL for that QB to put right in his tool belt, Kate. You know, in my day, you could be a blacksmith, right? You just do the job and stay in the pocket. Not anymore. You got to be an artist, and you got to be an artist that can create when things break down. And that's big time to get a touchdown out of it as well.
They put a touchdown on the board, and now they'll send it away. Return coming from the 6. Finds some space. He's past the 30. They'll begin from the 36 as the returner's brought down. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. A carry by Brooks to start the drive. And the plunge up the gut yields nothing there. No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10. Throwing now from the gun. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
Kate, I've seen a one-step drop. I've seen a 3, a 5, a 7. Some of the boots and play actions get more depth, but a 20-step drop? That's not going to cut it. Except for this defense, it just adds a whole bunch of negative yards to that play.
So not an enviable spot here as they come up on 3rd and very long. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Finds the in route complete. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They get 22 on that one. And that'll be a 1st down. They'll try and take an option left side. And the middle holds. They don't get anything on the run. No progress on 1st down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10. Throwing from the gun. Short pass brought in. And they get this down roughly to the 34-yard line. They'll get 18 yards there. And it sets up 1st down.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
On the handoff, here's Davis. And they'll bring him down after a pretty short gain. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9. Handoff here for Brooks. So this one goes against the offense. A flag's down as he stops. Looks like this one's on the offense. So now, partner, got to reevaluate what to do on this next snap because the holding call pushes him back quite a ways. They'll run here following the penalty. And he rips off good yardage, but it will not move the chains.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
Gets himself free. Trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop him. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up fourth down. Out comes the kick team to attempt this field goal. This a 50-yard look from the right hash. And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And that brings the deficit back within a score, 8 points.
Okay, one of the areas that kickers and quarterbacks are similar, they want to get into rhythm, and no better way to feel good and get into that rhythm and start a game 2 for 2 as a kicker.
Starting from the 5. He stopped on the return at the 27. Now outruns their offense to take over. They'll try to emphasize what worked on their last drive, which ended Brock in a touchdown. Throwing now off play action. Wow, wide open here, complete. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. They get 22 on that one, and it'll give them a first down. One play in, and already they're close to midfield. They'll run here on first down. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. Give him 5 on that carry, bringing up 2nd and 5.
Brings up 2nd and 5.
Back to the well again. And they bring him down right at the 46-yard line. 3rd and 4 coming up now. He'll look to throw. Complete out to the right. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your third downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
New set of downs for him at the 38. Back to pass on 1st and 10. And he just hucks this one away. Wasn't going to risk a throw or force something. It brings up 2nd down.
It's now 2nd and 10.
Throwing from the gun here. And he runs this to the 25 before being brought down. They get 13 on the pickup. And they're going to have a first down. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Looking slant route, complete. And they have this well into the red zone now at the 15. Offense set for a 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 15-yard line.
Working inside the red zone. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Still sticking with the passing game. This throw is cut. And he's short of the first after a mild gain. So now here's 3rd and 5. Now looking to throw. Has it in close. And he's able to get it to the 2 before the stop. A nice gain of 8 there, and that brings them to 1st and goal. We're to the 2-minute warning from Mexico. They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal. He'll throw it yet again. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. Good pressure from the defense there has them trending in the wrong direction.
A first and goal pass, yeah, it can be an active surprise at times, but let's give some credit to this defense and the coverage in particular. They stayed focused and locked in on those routes, giving that rush plenty of time to get home, and now make second and goal much, much more difficult.
Buckle up, it's third and goal. Setting up a throw. He's on the move. And they take this in for the score. These guys grow their lead just before halftime. Just a great effort there from him, Brock, to take it upon himself, embrace the initiative, and turn that drive into 6.
You know, Kate, there was a day when you were watching Steve Young or Randall Cunningham, and that felt like a bonus touchdown. But that's not today. It feels like every quarterback's got to be able to score, be a dual threat on the ground. It's part of an offense every single team relies upon.
That one right down the middle. And his guys lead by 15 now. And after they reach the end zone, they'll kick it off and turn things over to the defense. Returning it from the 4. This offense ready to get going again now. They're trailing, but there's enough time, Brock, that they could get a scoring drive to attack that here before the break. They go play action on first. Fits it through the middle. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. Trying to throw here out of the gun. Finds Laporta. And he works this to the 38 before going down.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for second down. And the third and short in your back pocket, and get even more aggressive and take that shot.
Has him on the quick hitter. And they take him down right along the 30. Now after making that catch, we see he's shaken up. Trainer's heading out to take a look. First and 10 now from the 30. Throwing it again here. Hits him on the out route. And he's down inside the red zone before hitting the deck. Following that completion, remember the O-line looks to be in some pain. They're headed out to take a look at him now. The drive picks up here, first and 10. From the red zone now. Drop. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
Okay, you give him much of the credit for this early lead. Heck, give every player in that defense now their 4th sack of this game credit, because that ambush on the quarterback, a big reason why they're in control of this game.
Okay, Kate, thanks very much. Which one of these two clubs is going to be Super Bowl bound? We'll find out in just a little bit. But first, time to look ahead to the NFC Championship coming up later today. And it should be a great one as well, as it's going to be one heck of a battle, that's for sure. The highlights are fairly one-sided to this point. It's a 2-touchdown difference here at the break. But I wouldn't call this one over just yet.
Back out on the field.
I think there could still be some fireworks
and the second half
yet to come.
is underway. Fielded at the 7. Finds some space. He's past the 30. And he gets across the 30 before he's brought down. Now this offense getting set to work here. And this game might be going better if he could have some more time just to work back there. This pass rush has been all over them. Really keeps taking this offense out of any grooves that they've managed to get into.
Okay, I like to say in life there's energy givers and there's energy vampires.
Yeah.
And for this defense, these sacks right here, they're such energy givers. And, man, it's like a vampire sucking the juice out of an offense.
Yeah, I love that. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line. A new set of downs awaits him. Here's first and 10. Looking to the air here. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
And right there's the danger, Kate. When you put the ball in the air, how many times do we see these coordinators, when you get a nice run, right, you gain some steam on the ground, you stick with the ground game. They don't. They call the pass, and the defense reacts, and reacts well with a sack.
No gain that time, and it leaves them with 3rd and long.
Where one defender failed, well, his buddy was there to swarm to the ball and make that play just as it gets to the line of scrimmage.
3rd and long for him here. That's completed right side. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. Off the play fake, he'll throw. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. And a great return comes to an end with the tackle.
A lot of defenders got some offense in their background, and it's been my life experience that they'll tell you about it. And right there, he put it on display. He brought in the pick and instantly became a runner, searching for the open field to add a little something to the return.
This offense headed back to the field, led by their receiver. And unsurprisingly, Brock, a great day on the scoreboard so far for him. Has him with the advantage as we move through this 3rd quarter. First down, ball at the 36. Airing it out to start this drive. They get it right back. That's intercepted. And they limit the damage on the return, but it is still a turnover. Well, they left the locker room in front. Great position to be in, right? But a shaky start to half number 2 with that interception.
We know that no lead in the NFL is safe. A 1-point lead, something that looks insurmountable. How many of these games so often come down to one possession in the end? With a half of football left, you just can't give away too many gifts and too many possessions.
Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Look at this, the wideout gets it to start this drive. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
You know, for pitchers, you'll hear them say, gosh, you got to pitch this guy backwards. For defenses, you got to do the same at times, Kate. You just can't always run it on first. You got to mix in some high-percentage pass plays. Otherwise, you're going to get hit right in the face for a loss just like that.
And that will not be enough for a first down.
Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on a throw, quarterback's best friend, security blanket. And when it's a big old tight end, that's an extra bonus.
He has the first over the middle. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs. Now following the play, pretty quick stoppage. This is going to be for an injury. And, oh boy, Sam Laporta, the one in some pain, he's being checked on. From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. Give to Brooks, running right. And they get there to take him down right around the 41. That play gains 15, and it moves the sticks.
You know, the elite running backs in this league, they don't just see what's right in front of them. You set up big runs like this because they see what's behind them. That's called extraordinary vision and extra yards.
And with a nice gain, he runs him down inside of field goal range. 2nd and 3 now. Brooks on the give, headed right. And not a lot of room for him as he's brought down. Call it no gain, maybe one at best on that play. That leaves him with 3rd and 2. Again, it's Brooks. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
If only this defense could look like that on every play, Kate. They were angry, motivated, focused. And they took that anger out on him and this offense, forcing a 4th down.
For the 3rd time today, we see them setting up for a field goal. Ball spotted on that right hash, 53 yards out. And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And doing what they can against the lead as it's back down to 12.
He's happy to bring him 3 points closer, but I'm sure he sees the situation of the game. He knows 3 isn't going to cut it to end these drives. They need to find the end zone.
Coverage team tracks him down as the return reaches the 35. The home team's ready for their next series, led out on offense by their quarterback. And there's a couple of moments we're seeing here that I think he's not going to want to be reminded of after this game. Turnovers have just interrupted his performance in this one. Made it really tough for him and this team to get into and stay in any kind of rhythm. They're set up at the 35 now. Here's a give up the middle. And he has him a small chunk of yards up to the 42. Good run, gets him 7. That brings up 2nd and 3.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3.
From the 42. Looking right, and he finds him. And they'll get him down after he gets into the 48. Still on the move, coming to the line for 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Pass play coming here. Throwing the out route complete. And they get there to take him down right around the 41. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short.
2nd and 2 at the 41-yard line.
Here's the handoff.
You know, that's so hard for me, Kate. That's the type of effort that deserves better when it comes to the results. It's going to show up as a negative run on the stat sheet, but that was not the runner's fault. He did all he could to fight to get back to the line, but this defense just kept swarming.
And he's going to be brought down at the 35-yard line. Give him 8 yards on the play. And it'll give him a 1st down.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
They're set up at the 35 now. To throw it on 1st down. And they get to him way behind the line on this one and take him down. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
That sure ended up being a worst-case scenario. Pass rush just kept coming and bearing down, and he was looking for an escape that wasn't there. It's just one of those plays in hindsight, Kate, where you really got to understand, I got to cut bait, cut my losses, and avoid such a negative play.
They really need some chunk yardage here on 2nd down. Handoff now from the gun. And he's able to get this down to the 36.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly when he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that 1st down marker.
Escapes the pocket. He's running for it. 16 yards on the play. And that'll give him a 1st down.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
Pass play on 1st and 10. And he's just going to get rid of this one. Smart move there. When you saw the field, it's going to be 2nd down.
Makes it 2nd and 10 at the 21-yard line.
Let's go.
Throwing off the play fake here. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
In a situation like this, you got to be a fixer. I mean, this game is hard, and you get into known passing situations, it gets even more difficult. But when you don't get rid of the ball and you take another sack, you make this 3rd down a near impossibility.
He's on the move. Oh, he's going to run for it. And this play reaches the 12-yard line before the stop is made.
You know, that's a really good play. I know it doesn't get the 1st down, doesn't keep them on the field, but what it does is it keeps that defense honest. And I promise you, the next time in that situation, they'll have that run in the back of their minds.
Now on 4th down, they're out to try for the field goal. It's a 29-yard look right down the middle for him. And it is good. No problems there on the shorter attempt. And go ahead and make this a 15-point game now.
That's the type of long, sustained drive that takes some of the starch out of your opponent. The only negative, is that the kicking team was out there for a field goal and not an extra point. But they do come away with 3.
He stopped on the return at the 27. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Back now, pressure on its way. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up. Only one frame remains before we see who's going to represent the AFC in the Super Bowl. They've got the ball to start, but their playoff future in jeopardy as they trail. Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. Trying again, following the sack. And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. And they bring him down after the pick and decent return.
Well, that's now his 2nd time that he's put his defense in a tough spot. That's a hard thing about playing quarterback, Kate. You know, with these interceptions and now the 2nd on the day, you're asking your defense again to step up to another series, another possession, another challenge. This quarterback's got to start protecting the football.
Here comes their offense out again. And their last drive did end in points. Not as many as they wanted, though. They had to settle for that field goal despite advancing the football pretty well. They're out and set. 1st and 10. They'll throw to begin this drive. Completed over the middle. And they get this down to the 12-yard line before being stopped. Give him 13 on that play. And they'll have 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 12-yard line.
Pass play now. The throw is caught. Just a couple of yards here as he heads for the sideline.
There's no negatives ever on a grade sheet for a completion, but that's one of those situations. If you're going to take a risk and throw an out route, you'd sure like to see a little bit more yardage gained.
Looking end zone, but touchdown denied. Knocked away, incomplete.
I'll tell you what that deflection right there, Kate, tells me. That defense was following and reading the quarterback's eyes. Knew exactly where that throw was going. And it takes a little bit of intuition, a little bit of feel. He's able to get his hit.
And he finds him in the end zone for the touchdown. These guys have likely locked up the win right there. It's plays like this that make him so well regarded across this league, Brock.
Yeah, such just a difference-making receiver, Kate.
Yep.
You expect him to be the target down here. You did, I did, the defenders did. But what makes him a star is even when people know his number's being called, he still finds a way to deliver.
That one splits the uprights. And these guys grow the lead now to 22 points. Now after the touchdown, they'll kick it back and see what the opposition can do. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. So following the return, looks like somebody's shaken up. Trainers out to determine how severe this may be. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception. He's looking to throw. To the right and hauled in by Laporta. And he's going to go out of bounds. Looks a little short on the 35.
That is a textbook 1st down completion. Sets up 2nd and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
2nd and 4. Completes this one to Chase. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
A gain of 4 yards and a 1st down.
New set of downs for him at the 38. To the air now on 1st and 10. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Let's be real clear. There is nothing lucky about number 7 at all for this quarterback. The 7th time he's been taken to the ground for a sack. This defense, they made adjustments. They're incorporating.
Oh, they're on him, and he's dropped again. And back-to-back takedowns behind the line of scrimmage. Set him up now with 3rd down. He's dropping back to throw. Complete beyond the marker. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. Give him 30 yards on that one. And that gives them the first.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
Nowhere to go with it, so he just throws it away.
Well, you certainly want those throws to be automatic. Every team, if you're going to be efficient, you've got to hit those passes in the short to intermediate zone to effectively move the ball in this league.
And he works this to the 38 before going down.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, just find a way to get him the ball.
And the defense was ready. They got him at the line.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, and you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
They come through with 6 yards there, Brock, and they're rewarded with a new set of downs. He'll throw it yet again. Short pass brought in. And not much doing. He stopped quickly. 8 yards to go. Well, let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Still sticking with the passing game. Finds him over the middle. And he'll be brought down here at the 23-yard line. 3rd and just 2 to go. Now he'll throw off the play fake. Why not go back to it again if it's working? Complete. 3 yards there and enough to move the chains. They have themselves another 1st and 10. Working inside the red zone. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up. Another try following the sack. It was there, but he couldn't hang on. That's incomplete.
Can't cover it much better than that. Really well covered, Kate, on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
3rd down run with Brooks. And hopefully a bit of a wake-up for their ground game. It's a solid pickup there on the play. Desperation time here on 4th. And it falls incomplete. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10.
It's a turnover on downs.
Blown back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And he's going to get this up to the 26 before being taken down. Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5.
2nd and 5.
Back-to-back carries here. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
I'm not kidding you, Kate. A run of that length at the NFL level, honestly, is the equivalent of a run of 15-plus at the high school level. It's hard in the run game to make yards, and they just got a very successful one.
Going to the ground again on 1st. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Call it 7 yards, and now they'll have 2nd down and 3. We've reached the 2-minute warning in Mexico City. These guys, well, they can probably just run away and hide. 2nd and 3 now. They give it to him again. And he's able to get back to the line, but that is all. Nothing gained or lost on that run, and now it's 3rd and 3.
It's 3rd down and 4.
Another carry for him. And defenders continue to swarm over to get him at the line. No yards on the play, and back-to-back stops forces a 4th and 3. Punt team on the field. And he'll try to have his second punt top his first one. Got 46 on his first punt, and this one's pushing a little more distance. And this one did hit at the 8, but took a big bounce and finished its journey in the end zone for a touchback. Their offense running back out now. And this a final opportunity to make things a little closer in that final score. He's got it to him yet again. That is cut. Signals, and looks like we've got a timeout before that first down play. Throwing now on first down. Finds a seam down the middle. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. Dropping back to throw. Escapes the pocket. And he's able to take this one down to the 25. Before we can get a snap on second down, they call timeout. They're throwing it. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up. So hard work rewarded as they take a well-earned win in this one. And they'll raise that Lamar Hunt Trophy high as champions of the AFC. And that earns them 2 more weeks of football until they head to the Bayou and fight for a Super Bowl.